And this is Minister Edom. I'm coming back at you again. And I'm talking a little bit this evening about Serena Williams and her boyfriend. Now, where do I begin with this? I mean, this is just almost the norm for anybody who's so-called African American to what do you call so-called make it in America or receive a great financial gain. It's almost the norm for you to find somebody outside of your race. And then, it's the same people that do this. It's the same people that bark this pro-black, we need to get our own stuff. We need to get ourselves together. But yet you choose to procreate with your oppressor. What is the mindset of that? How can you be so pro-black that you end up with somebody of the other race? I don't get, especially the so-called white man. Your nemesis, your biggest enemy, the one that systematically has tried to wipe you off the face of the earth and still doing it. Hell, he's done such a good job. He's got us in remote control, killing ourselves. He doesn't even have to do most of the work anymore. He just put so much hate in us, we just self-destruct. And then for you to want to marry him, I do. It's unbelievable the self-hate that the so-called black man and black woman have for one another. And it never ceases to amaze me, the standard that black women have for black men. Like, for instance, this guy, what's his name? Alexic Ohanian and I hope I pronounced that right, and if I didn't, shalakia about that. But he's one of the Reddit co-founders of the Reddit website. I guess it's some type of media opinionated where people can go and give their opinions about certain topics, and it gets really racist, and it's very unapologetic racism. And you choose a man that has a website that is racist and unapologetic about it, and now all of a sudden he goes and looks for a $150 million black woman and she falls for it. It's almost really too good to be true. Unbelievable. Serena Williams from Compton ends up with some redneck from a Reddit co-founder from Alexis Ohanian, and maybe he doesn't agree 100% with the real, the other half of his corporation, the other guy that's in business with him. Maybe he doesn't believe that way, but still, I mean, you're working for him. You haven't said anything against it. So, but it's just a classic racism. It's a classic, I hate black men, but I can be with your woman. I can string you up from a rope, or I can rape you, in front of your wife, but I hate you. Ain't nothing changed but the weather, folks. Ain't nothing changed, man. Black folks, you're still in slavery. You're not free. You still really don't know who you are. And we're still doing the same stuff. And then we want to know why we're in the same rut that we're in. You're not going to build a nation with letting foreigners in that don't have your best interest. It's not going to work. It never has worked. You mean to tell me you don't have enough sense that I got this money, I made this, I'm going to go look for somebody and raise children and try to build our nation? You can't do that having an outsider in, especially the so-called white man. He kidnapped you and crammed you and put you on cargo slave ships. How in the hell does somebody like that have your best interest in mind? And can murder you on video and still yell that he didn't do nothing and you need to quit crying. You need to get over it. How much hate and how much weak are we as a people? Once again, it's not going to work marrying your oppressor. Black man, it's not going to work marrying the so-called white woman. Right now, I'm drawing a line right in the sand, and you tell me right now in this moment, what has interracial dating benefited black people? We killing each other more now than ever. We in prison now more than ever. So how has it benefited? And I feel sorry for Serena and Venus's father. I mean, they had to go through the Watts riots and all that stuff, and in Compton and Los Angeles, and then, you know, have to come home to these dudes in your family? I mean, I would be sick, man. I would be going crazy, man. You can say what you want to. You know, so-called white man, we can be cool and all that. You know, you can borrow the lawnmower, borrow sugar or whatever. But nah, I don't want you with my daughter. And I don't want yours. And you shouldn't have a problem with that, you know, being that we monkeys and all, according to you. You should be happy we want, some of us want to stay out of your bedroom. But I'm not going to stay on this too much longer. It's just amazing. I mean, even the stuff that, you know, Serena Williams and Venus have went through. And I'm not going in so much on Venus because at least Venus is supposed to be messing with a Cuban. Now, if he's, you know, indigenous to Cuba and his bloodline is, those are our people. They're just another tribe. And I don't want to go into that right now. So when Venus is having, hell, at least she got somebody that's been oppressed too, and is part of our people. He's Cuban, tribe of Manasseh. And once again, I'm not going to get real deep into that because I can go forever. But, you know, especially, you know, Serena's the one that's really going off. You know, and as much hell as they've been caught for being champions and going overseas and going through all these tennis tournaments and people mocking them and making fun and calling them men and, you know, and making fun of their body, for you to turn around and want to shack up with somebody like that, man. And I'm pretty sure he probably came to you. All those people are ignorant. I don't believe in that. I don't act that way. And, you know, he was just in white knight in shining armor and said all the right things. And, you know, the guy's worth, what, $6 million. Serena's worth $150 million. And it's funny because most black women, not all, but a lot of black women will hold this high standard for black men and say stuff like, well, you know, if I make $50,000, he's got to make $50,000. If I make $100,000, he's got to make $100,000, or at least 70. Why is it such a high standard and we have to match what you make, but you can make $150 million and this man is only worth $6 million? Unbelievable. Are you going to wake up to this man every morning and see, and it's only going to get worse for us. That's not going to save you. So you're going to have to look on the TV, more and more of us being slaughtered, and wake up to this man every morning and be able to live with yourself. You have no conscience and you hate your people. Period. You hate yourself and you hate your people. And I'm getting ready to close out with that. Like I said, I'm not going to make this an all-night thing or keep the ball rolling on this forever, but it's just never ceases to amaze me the self-hate of so-called African-American men and women. And not only that, the Latinos. And I think the Latinos are really worse. Because some of them Latinos want to be so white, it ain't even funny. I'm Spaniard. Unbelievable. And I'm going to close out on that because, like I said, I'm disgusted.